Whatever everybody does, do not spoil Coming to America too.
B, I'm about to say RJ. B, I got the Knicks on my mind tonight. BJ already told me he's watching it.
Yeah, I know. He told me so far as the script. So I was like, don't say anything.
That's the critics, bro. I have to still see it because there's been times where I see a movie and critics don't like it and I like it. So
Yeah,
I got to go by what I see and, you know,
yeah. I'm making my sweet tea too, so I'm gonna be in and out.
of course. What up, Q, Zion,
Not of course.
Ronnie, what up, Rayshawn, Sam, what's good?
Got a huge
Antoine, what up?
got a huge announcement tonight.
What's the huge announcement? Do I know it?
I want to reveal it after the review.
Okay. You're not dying to nothing, right?
Oh hell no!
Okay. Hector, what's good?
What's up, Hector? And I'm just gonna be real. The Outcast Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music. That's just gonna be the LaFace review. I know
The
people.
face?
Can I put a vote about Dungeon's family albums, and everyone's voting for the Outcast album, of course.
Oh, wow. So nothing else? They didn't vote for Witch
Nope,
Doctor or.
nope.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, but
Yeah. What up? What up, Makai? What's good? Oh, hold up. Yes. We legit right now. Go Knicks. We are legit. Fourth place. We should do a Tupac discography. I'm kind of tired of talking about Tupac, to tell you the truth, Q. I don't know if Reg wants to do that.
who the fuck is this?
Yeah, I told BJ he could come through tonight if he want to come on here and tell us why he feel like Tupac's legacy is disrespected. You know,
Yeah,
it's up to him.
yeah. He said he's coming on. I just talked to him.
Okay.
Um, damn. I want to tell you one thing.
What you think of a Tupac album ranking, Reg?
I mean, I
I'm
wouldn't
kind of tired about talking about Biggie and Pac already.
I wouldn't mind, but I said my ranking a couple times on this channel though. But we can do it.
Yeah, Julius Randle. Randle had like 27 and 16 tonight, 7 assists. Definitely putting up some All Star numbers. The All Star game is this weekend in Atlanta.
I already let BJ. I let BJ know that after the review and stuff like that, I'm gonna stay on for like a good amount of time. I got to work on this gig and stuff.
Right.
Yo, this month we got jam packed reviews this month.
New Jack City too. What is he? What is Zion talking about?
I don't even know what we talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about. I see New Jack City too here. Yeah, the Nets are doing their thing, but I need my Knicks to be where the Nets is at right now, Makai. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just one team in the city that people are talking about.
Like that.
Can you guys do a pink discog what? A pink discography or Green Day? You like Pink, Rayshawn? What's your favorite Pink album? I don't. Reggie's not a Green Day fan. That's all me. He's not into Green Day. I don't know about Pink. I'm all Knicks, man. I mean, the Nets are doing their thing, and I've gone to see them play. They got Durant, they got Harden, they got Kyrie. They doing their thing. That's the team to beat as far as I'm concerned in the East. But I'm all Knicks. I want my Knicks to be right there, to be in the top three with Milwaukee and the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? We right there with them. Like I feel like we still need to get a star, but if they stay on the right course, we be right there with those top three teams. What's your favorite three tracks from Murder Music? The title track, Murder Music, because Prodigy killed that joint. The Realist with Cool G Rap, and and I'll probably say the Quiet Storm remix because I like Kim on the remix. What if Tupac and Cube do a movie together? Well, they can't. I mean, Pac is gone, so I mean, if he was around, then maybe. But see, my favorite Pink album was I like Funhouse. That was a very one of her best albums. I liked Misunderstood. That was a good one. There's another one. I forgot the name of it though. There's another Pink album like later down or like on in her discography that was really good. Reg, are you a Pink fan?
Yeah, I fuck with Pink.
You fuck with Pink? Yeah,
Yeah.
Ray Sean would like for us to do a Pink discography.
Um, that's gonna come after Digital Underground, Luther Vandross, Loose Ends.
But
I mean,
you're not into Green Day. You're not into Green Day, right? So
no.
I might have to do that one on my channels.
Okay.
Zion said I went to get my ears pierced today. I took an L and left halfway. Why? You were scared to get your ears pierced? I've had my ears pierced since this one I had since I was 16, and this one I had when I was like 21. Do you feel like Master Ace is underrated? Definitely underrated MC. He has a solid discography. The solo stuff, the Master Ace Incorporated stuff. The albums he did with MF Doom and Marco Polo. Definitely a solid. We gotta talk about some Master Ace on here.
Yeah, Sitting on Chrome. That's coming later on this month, early next month.
Ronnie said, "Yeah, but the Lakers will be back." Yeah, I'm expecting the Lakers to be there. I want them to be there because people gonna say, "Oh well, if Brooklyn goes to the finals and they beat anybody else but the Lakers, then it wasn't. It's not a real championship." I want them to battle LeBron and AD so we can say that we beat the best. I want my Knicks to be there at some point to say like, "Yo, we beat LeBron." You know, anybody else? I mean, if the Lakers don't get there, then that's on them. But I'm expecting the Lakers to be in the finals this year.
Fuck them, man.
Denver has a good team. The Clippers, if they can get their act together, they got a good team. Um, Utah got a good team. They on a crazy streak. They had Utah with one of their best seasons ever as a franchise. I still believe that Luka will take Dallas to the playoffs. I think they'll be in there. You know what I'm saying? But the Lakers is still the team to beat out west. Do you think
Eminem.
do you think about the Eminem and Pink songs? No, I don't like those Eminem and Pink songs. Let's get Nas on this podcast. I would love for Nas to come on Reg podcast and my podcast. I'm gonna start asking some artists. I know people say like if you ask them, you never know they might come on. Like I can get unsigned artists now on my podcast, but I would like to get more of the well known artists on there.
Yeah, man. I want to do what Vlad does, but at the same time, I don't want to ask motherfuckers about their criminal records and shit.
Yeah, we ain't got to do all that.
Yeah.
That's not a big thing for me. So, three favorite tracks from Moment of Truth. I like Work and I'm trying to think. What was it? The joint they did with was it loyalty royalty? Was that on there?
Royalty. Yeah.
Royalty with Casey and JoJo and Betrayal with Scarface. Love those joints.
I'm gonna go with Betrayal, Moment of Truth, and the What I'm Looking For song.
Let's get Nas and I would love to get Nas and Jay Z on here. That would be like that would break the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Be like, we
What's
did.
your favorite Lost Boys? My favorite Lost Boys album is the first one, Legal Drug Money, classic. Yeah, Mr. Cheeks follows me on Instagram. I mean, I could ask him. You know, what up, Antoine? Get Redman on here. I would love to get Redman on here. We ask him when is Muddy Waters 2 coming out.
Right.
90s Gwen Stefani in her No Doubt days or 2000s Gwen during her solo career. I love Gwen in her No Doubt days. I'm not really. I've heard like the first solo album was good. I didn't hear the second one, but you know, Tragic Kingdom, Rocksteady, those are like my favorite No Doubt albums. Favorite Chris Brown album, Fame. That's my favorite.
To be honest, I'm gonna have to go with exclusive.
I don't know what was on that joint again, but he had the Kiss Kiss joint on was on there.
Yeah.
Ah, that's I like that joint. That's probably the only song I like. Well, I don't want to say that's the only song I like with T Pain, but I wasn't a big fan of T Pain though.
She want that lovey.
What's your favorite three tracks from Do or Die? Favorite three tracks: Gimme Yours, Rather Unique, and Sugar Hill.
Yeah, kiss.
Have you heard the first Master Ace album? I
Yes.
heard it a long time ago.
We
I
did
don't
a
know.
review on that.
You did a review on that?
Yeah.
Did we do a review or just you?
I want to say it was just me. I want to say it was
I can't
you.
remember. We did a lot. I can't remember. It will never come out by Red. Yeah, I don't know. Redman. I don't know. Redman is do his own thing. I don't know what he's when he's planning to come out with anything. Favorite Cool Keith song.
Blue Flowers.
Blue Flowers. I'm holding it. Blue Flowers. Y'all ever seen this? Y'all seen
Oh
this?
shit.
Doctor Octagon. Y'all
Shit.
seen this joint?
I'm gonna go on about 5 more minutes.
Blue Flowers with the Cut Master Kirk. I remember the Prince Paul remix. I'm not cause I didn't really listen to. I like there's still a lot of Cool Keith stuff I haven't listened to. Like maybe three albums I listened to, like his solo stuff, and then like tonight this is like the first time I listened to a Ultra Mag album. But yeah, I didn't bump a lot of Cool Keith, but he's definitely different. Like his whole style was different.
Exactly.
Do you guys think Kurt Cobain girl Courtney Love shot him? I don't know. I hear people say that in the past, like they believe Courtney Love shot him. I
I don't.
don't
I don't think so.
I don't know.
That's.
I think Kurt was dealing with depression and stuff, so you know. Thanks. What do you think about the Kurt Cobain conspiracy theories? I don't know. Q. I just you know that stuff that just that comes out now. Like you know when he got killed, like I mean when he committed suicide, I didn't hear none of that. It's just like everything started coming out that Courtney Love might be behind it. You know.
That's what the internet is. The internet, bro.
Y'all remember this song? Let me clear. Yes, DJ Cool. I remember that. That was a big hit.
That's all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Who's the greatest duo in hip hop? BJ says Run DMC. Who was the greatest duo? I don't. I mean, Run DMC definitely is my top five.
I'm gonna go
Who
with
is the
EP. I'm gonna go
EPMD?
with EPMD.
I love them too. EPMD, Mob Deep, Outkast,
Yes.
Gangstar, Pete Rock and CL Smooth. I don't know. That's hard, yo. It's too many good duos out there.
Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Would you call them a duo?
I would.
Yeah, but I mean they ain't had no albums together. They only had he only did Snoop Dogg's first album. Meth and then Red is more a duo than Dre and Snoop is.
That's true.
Zion said, "How many albums do we purchase a month, and what's the most you'll pay for an album on CD?" I think Reg purchases more than me at this point. I used to buy a lot.
Shit. Man, I
I
only
still I would still get like here and there. Like if I see something I want, like I'll get it. Like if somebody I know a lot of people that have like doubles of things and then they'll send it to me. So, but Reg still buys more than me.
shit. I'm on a good month. I buy up to maybe 9 or 10 albums.
Right.
Sometimes I get like up to see what's on CDs, see what's on vinyls and stuff. So
What's the most you'll pay for an album on CD?
20.
The most I'll pay, uh, no more than 25. I wouldn't say. It has to be something I don't know. Like it has to be something that I don't have that I really want. It has to be more than yeah, like no more than 25 because once you start talking 40 and $50 for an album, I'm like, nah, I don't know if I'll do that. And not on CD, I don't know. Vinyl is it might be different, but
At one SpongeBob episode, and this nigga was like 25.
it's different. Like if you talking about like one album, I don't think I will pay more than 25. Like if you talking about like a CD haul, because I've bought CD hauls where it'd be like yeah, I'll get a good deal from like a lot of the collectors that I know. I'll give you 100 CDs for like $80. I'll do that. Or I'll give you 150 for like, $40 because I fuck with you. I know you're a great collector. You're gonna play your shit. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? For like a hundred CDs, I'll definitely, do that. But for one album, nah. It gotta be like the most I paid, like I paid $30 for Art of War, but that's back when, double albums were like they were selling it for like ridiculous prices back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before the collecting um culture really started happening like that. You know what I'm saying? But I won't pay more than 25.
I'm ready to start whenever y'all are.
Let's go.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely Thursday night? One day before the weekend. TGIF, TGIT, whatever. It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Troy with me.
What up?
The album that we're going to talk about today is the Ultramagnetic MC's debut album, Critical Beatdown. This was released in 1988 on Next Plateau Records. This is actually the 1997 reissue of this album. So, yeah, man. Singles albums known for are Ego Trippin', Traveling at the Speed of Thought, Funky, Watch Me Now, Ease Back, and Give the Drummer Some. Executive produced by Andre Harrell, which I did not even know about.
Oh,
Ultramagnetic MCs, Paul C, rest in peace to Paul C,
yeah.
and Said G, who Said G, he pretty much did the majority of the, which I'm gonna explain in a minute and stuff like
Mm.
that. And no guest appearances, which I like. Oh boy, so I'm gonna be real with everybody. This review took 4 years in the making.
Why so long?
Yeah, you said what?
Why so long?
And this is where, when it comes to Ultramagnetic MCs, I've had out of all the hip hop groups, I've had a weird back and forth with, believe it or not.
Mm.
But I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna ask how you got into Ultramagnetic MCs.
Well, I knew of them. I wasn't listening to them. But like just watching your own TV raps back in the day and seeing their videos, Papa Large, I think it was called.
Yes.
They played that a lot, and even back then, I thought they were different. They were weird. Especially Cool Keith, he was like he had his own character, his own personality, and I never listened to them like until today. Like I listened to Critical Beatdown for the first time ever. I never listened to an Ultramag album before then. But Cool Keith, there were like different albums I listened to. I did listen to Doctor Octagon and the what's the other joint? Black Elvis
Yes, I love that album.
and the recent albums Moose Bumps. That was like a boom bap album, and the Keith album that Psycho Les from the Beatnuts produced for him. So I've like always heard about Cool Keith. He has like massive cult following, and but I haven't listened to a lot of his other stuff. The stuff he did with Ice T and the Sex album and all that. But yeah, I've always like was aware of their status in hip hop as a group, and a lot of people praised them. During the '90s, and you know, I definitely look forward to like listening to more of their stuff, especially after tonight. So
Yeah, man. So I can't exactly pinpoint the first time I heard an Ultramagnetic MC song because, for one, everybody has tried to make their own version of an Ultramagnetic MC song,
like,
but it's a weird liking because when I was young, I was never really drawn to them, but I liked Cool Keith.
mm,
And so I've heard like Octagon album, which that's a hip hop classic.
yeah,
Um, hint, hint, that's gonna get me reviewed this year and stuff. So, yeah, man, that album's a hip hop classic, and I always love how he just adapted different personas, like the Black Elvis and the Matthew album, which nobody talks about how dope Matthew is too
right,
and stuff. So, the album that really got my attention from Arch Magnetic was the Four Horsemen, which stay tuned for that one in 2 weeks, y'all. Yeah, that album, I just loved the boom bapness of it all, and they were working with Godfather Don.
right. Underrated.
Hmm?
Underrated. I used to hear a lot of Godfather Don, his solo stuff on Stretch and Barbito back in the day.
Yes,
A lot of his stuff that they did, and like I remember him coming up to the radio station and freestyling and stuff. So
exactly. He was definitely
yeah,
one of the best producer MCs ever.
hmm
Yeah, man. And the thing about with this album right here, because it's just I feel like the album cover gets more notice than the album itself, which I'll explain that in a minute
right,
and shit like that. But then the thing about Ultramagnetic MCs, which I've always loved, like at a time when hip hop in the late '80s was being dominated by like gangster rap and by the golden age, like the Rakims and Big Daddy Kane. These cats were not afraid to like jump in their own lane, have unorthodox rhyme patterns, like go off beat and then come back like it's nothing. Like nobody was really doing that
right,
in hip hop,
hmm
and it's crazy too because what's really crazy was because when it comes to the whole style and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people in the next decade after their dominance really took influence from them, like Eminem, Redman, Danny Brown, even with the production too. Everyone trying to make those beats like Said G and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But yeah, let's explain who Ultra Magnetic MCs are. They are a hip hop group, originally from the Bronx, New York. You know, consist of members Kool Key, Said G, Tr Love, and Mo Love. So they formed in 1984. And one of the things about Ultra Magnetic MCs that really got them buzz was that they dropped hella singles like in the underground market. And Chuck D of Public Enemy, he even went as far as to say like they were really like the king of singles and stuff like that, because they were dropping hella singles. And the single that really got them the hype was Ego Tripping, which
right.
That song, it was the first hip hop song to use the legendary synthetic substitution drum break, the Melvin Bliss, which everyone has used. Like if your favorite hip hop song from the 80s and 90s have used that drum break and stuff like that. If it's not
Mm-hmm.
that one, it's Lee Dorsey's Get Out of My Life Woman. And speaking of samples, Ultramagnetic were really like some of the samples that you would hear, especially on this album, were really popular years later. And Ultramagnetic were really like the first ones to really go unorthodox with the samples, not just have the James Brown samples. Like these cats were sampling like Joe Cocker.
Right.
They were sampling like I said, Melvin Bliss. Hell, they were even sampling the that Louis, like what I'm saying.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I usually don't like to emphasize a lot about samples when it comes to when I do these reviews, but with certain artists like Ultra Magnetic,
Right.
the way that they produce their shit, you know what I'm saying, and the way that they layer their samples was unheard of in
Right.
hip hop and stuff like that. And so like between '84 and '87, they dropped singles like "To Give You Love," they dropped "The Ego Trippin'," they dropped "Travels at the Speed of Thought,"
Right.
the Funky track, which I preferred. I'm gonna spoil it right now. The OG version of Funky, where they use that Joe Cocker sample, which everyone knows that sample from Tupac's California Love, but unpopular opinion, I feel like Ultramagnetic used that better than Pac. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be
Wow.
real, but I'm gonna explain more of that when I talk about Funky. So yeah, and these singles were very influential when it came to the early golden age of hip hop because
Right.
back at that time when it came to like the early days of hip hop, you had cats like Larry Smith, you had cats like Rick Rubin,
Mm-hmm.
who they didn't really like do a lot of sampling and whatnot because they were more influenced by the live instrumentation, as
Right.
evidence is like Run DMC's first album, Houdini's Escape, and so on and so on. And so I know everyone, you guys should know Said G. He's like definitely one of the godfathers when it comes to like East Coast production.
Right.
Because he also, here before this album, he also produced or co-produced Critical Criminal Minded with Boogie Down Productions too.
Right.
And it's interesting too because KRS One, he was almost close to joining Ultramagnetic MCs early on in his career and stuff because
Wow.
you guys should know that Tim Dog, rest in peace to Tim Dog by the way, the dude that did Fuck Compton, which yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. No, him and Karis One, they go way back. So they did that one song called "I Get Wrecked" in '93, where that was a dope track. Um, and so when it also came to this album too, they definitely utilized the SP 1200,
Right.
which everyone, if you guys are like producer, all my producers, y'all should know the importance of the SP 1200 and just how it gives you that dirty sound and stuff like that.
Right.
And so they were working with Paul C, who rest in peace, Paul C, legendary hip hop producer in the East Coast. Worked with Large Professor, Rakim. Um, Crazy how he got murdered, but that's another story for a different day. Yeah, man, it's just like with that album and the way how Paul C engineered the whole fucking album, he just made it so rugged yet so polished at the same time.
Right.
And um, when it comes to the lyrics between Kool Keith and Said G, it's like they were on that braggadocio, but they were talking about other like science shit, which each of the albums, they definitely have like a weird like one thing that they will pinpoint and rap about and throw in lyrical things about too.
Right.
With the Four Horsemen, they had like a lot of baseball references too, which I'm gonna get into that.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm talking way too much about this album, but this is the album cover right here. Look at them rocking the Dapper Dans and stuff like that.
I was about to ask you, is that Dapper Dan outfits they give him? They
Yeah.
gave him?
hmm
Okay.
Yeah, man. Like whenever I think of like the golden age of hip hop, this is like really like the album cover that really sticks out to me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, yeah, man. This album definitely it's so fucking clean, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Back when like produce, not back when hip hop beats did not sound the same and shit.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, I did not know Andre Harrell executive produced this album. That's crazy.
I didn't know that album.
Rest in peace, Andre Harrell.
A legend.
Legend indeed. All right, 15 tracks.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit started. Track number one, Watch Me Now. Nice way to start off the album. You know, just battle rap. I just love how that beat is so clean and crisp at the same time. Um, yeah, man, nothing to it. Just, Cool Keith and Set G just doing their thing on the mic. I fuck with it.
Yeah, definitely a nice track to start off, and I like the horns on it, the beat, and the scratching on it. You know, we got Cool Keith saying "Uno dos, not cuanto." Spanish girls they like to call me Pancho on the mic, innovating this pattern. You fell off, your brain is on Saturn. Take steps and climb my ladder. And just a dope verse from Cool Keith, and I really like I think he was ahead of his time lyrically, even for
Yes.
'88. Back then it was like when you see the album cover, you see like the four dudes on there. They look like regular dope boys, but when Cool Keith opened his mouth, it's like he talking about Saturn and shit. And I just thought that was dope.
Yeah, man. Cool Keith is definitely one of my all-time favorite MCs, man. Like lyrically, he's always winning way ahead of his time and stuff like that. Just the punchlines and everything like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, man. And one thing I've always respected about Cool Keith, he was never afraid to go after any MC, which we'll talk about that definitely. So the next track is Ease Back. Love, 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 love this track. Ease Back.
hmm
This one, if y'all know that drum break, that's the synthetic substitution drum. No, no, ooh,
right.
wrong one. Yeah, that drum break, that's been used a lot in hip hop
hmm
and stuff like that. Um, Again, Cool Keith and Sad G. Sad G, he's never really got a lot of praise for his rapping,
right.
especially in the early days and stuff like that. It was always like Cool Keith, but yeah, man, I feel like consistently he's always been good too. But yeah, man, I love that one line where they say, "I bought a Saab, a 1990 Turbo, shining fog lights into the front. I'm by myself, no seats for a stunt, cause I want it like that. I got it like that." Like, just love the flow on that song. Very dope joint.
And that part that you just said. Nas sampled that for Taking in Blood,
Yes, he did.
classic. I love that song from It Was Written. Yeah, definitely a dope beat. You got the crowd participation in the background. You got the scratching. Again, Cool Keith had a dope verse. He said, on the microphone, holding my own ground, dominating forces, changing the sources, pulsate losses, enough courses, me on the mic. And then he said G had a dope verse. I thought it was a solid track.
I definitely feel you on that. What's up, Kuji?
Cool G was good.
Yeah, man, very solid track indeed.
BJ, I see you. You better stay.
And then we're gonna get into the Ego Tripping MC's Ultra remix.
Right.
Like I said before, they have like a lot of remixes on this album because like a lot of singles that
hmm
they came out with was like 3 years ago. But Ego Tripping, man, where do I even begin with this track? I mean, one of the all-time greatest hip hop songs of all time.
Right.
The way they flipped that substitution, synthetic substitution drum break. I mean, very, very influential. I've heard a lot of people use that drum break. Hell, even Amarie used that drum break too and stuff like that for that
Really?
one track.
Oh
Yeah, man.
wow.
And pretty much, with the 12-inch version, that was like over 5 minutes long, but the album version, it stops after like the first two verses and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Ego Tripping, I mean, that's definitely a landmark hip hop song in my opinion.
Yeah, dope break beat. Said G killed it. He said igniting, causing friction with nuclear alarms, separating bodies from me, the scientists. Then he says, with medical utensils, the wizard said G is advanced with elevation. I'll silence you with rhythm. Uh, Definitely liked his flow on it. Definitely a solid track again.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Very solid album. Solid cut, excuse me. Track number four, Mo Love's theme. You know, '80s hip hop, they had to have that one track dedicated to the DJ
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But usually, what I liked about this track, I like the fact that with the DJ songs, it's like the DJ would just be scratching and the rapper won't be singing shit, but
Right.
they were still rapping on this track too.
Mhm.
Just giving Mo Love some love, no pun intended. But yeah, man, I definitely fuck with this track.
Yeah, dope, dope. Ode to the DJ, scratching and cutting up. The beat was dope. Cool Keith saying, "Okay, now Mo is on the mixer, so get ready, cause here's another twister about the way he gets the crowd to move and groove and dance to the things he do, and prove the way he sway and lift and shift." And I like that flow that Cool Keith had, like just interchanging his the words in his verse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, Next we got is Cool Keith Housing Slaves. Love this track. This may be one of my all-time favorite song off this album.
Right.
He took a dig at Rakim, believe it or
Did he?
not. Yeah, the line when he says, like fish, it ain't my favorite dish. Because, around that time, Paid in Full had came out. And like I said, this is why Cool Keith, he's not afraid to go after any MCs and stuff like that, too. So
Right.
he pretty much said that because in Paid in Full, Rakim said, fish, look at my favorite dish, some shit like that.
Right.
So, Cool Keith just flipped it and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Um, he was also throwing some shots at Kumo D throughout the album too, but
mm.
I couldn't really find the song. It was a dope video by this cat named Foundation. Shout out to the Foundation YouTube channel. Y'all should definitely check that out. Which I'm definitely gonna watch right get ready for these ultramagnetic reviews and stuff like that. But this track right here is definitely very dope track. Cool Keith again proves what a lyrical force that he is. I fuck with it.
Yeah. Traveling at the speed of thought, definitely. It was like it was short. It was like a rock influence type of track. Had like the hard drums and the rock guitars on it, and said G saying rough and hardcore. I want an encore. I'm said G. I'm in uproar. So I liked his verse on that. It played more out. It played out like an interlude than an actual full song.
Right.
Yeah. What up, Don Chaos? Was good.
All right. Track number six, Traveling at the Speed of Thought. Yeah, another very interesting track right here. This again was a remix track. This song was okay, it was okay and stuff like that. It definitely had like this was the one with a garage rock kind of feel, which from a production standpoint, I definitely liked the difference of samples and stuff like that. Yeah, man, very interesting track. I love it.
Hold on. Are we talking about housing things or traveling the speed of thought? I think I said the wrong one.
Yeah, the last song I talked about was House and Things, and now we're talking about traveling at the speed of thought.
Oh my bad. Housing things. I thought we was talking about track six. Housing things. That one sounded like a native tongue joint. And I like the guitar loop on that and the beat. And Keith saying, quickly I'm gonna rip your brain off, throw it down so the blood can drain off my hands while I wave to a fan. I'm cool Keith, not a Bill or a Dan. Yeah, housing things is dope. That was like one of my favorites. And traveling at the speed of thought. That was the short track that I thought was an interlude, and it had like a rock feel to it.
Yeah, man, I definitely feel you on that and stuff like that. So now we are at Feeling It, one of my all-time favorite songs off this album.
Right.
I love the beat, I love the chorus and stuff like that. Feeling It, like it's just a very fun kind of track.
Mm-hmm.
They were throwing some shots at some rappers here too. They were throwing some shots. They threw some shots at Slick Rick and LL Cool J
Oh
on this
wow,
track.
that's crazy.
And said G allegedly he threw a subliminal shot at Easy E and stuff. That's what according to some sources.
Mm-hmm.
But the
I
line
mean, that's funny you said that because to me, like in some of his flows, he sound like Easy.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's that's crazy. But there was this line when they said this was against Slick Rick when Cool said I'll be sure I'm fresher, so tell me how I feel about you. Ducks, rack rappers around in town, never wearing no boots. Toy bollies, shark skin suits with a story, and through its auditory. And it's pretty much like what people say was just like he was making fun of like his rhyme style, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time he was talking about like his clothing style too, because Slick Rick at that time was known to wear them suits
Right.
and stuff like that. Um, and
Well, yeah.
so the line against LL Cool J was when he said, "And if you're bad, I'll smack you thorough." Because 1 year ago,
Yeah.
LL had that song "I'm Bad" off the Big and Different album, which
Right.
that's a fucking classic. That's an album I don't hear a lot of people give a lot of credit for sometimes, because people always want to say radio and Mama Said
Mm-hmm.
Knock You Out, and then eventually you would hear that album get mentioned and shit too. So,
Right.
and then with Said G, he said this one line. Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? He said this one line. Damn, I gotta come back for it, but yeah, man, it was just like them just showing off at braggadocio style. You know what I was talking about? So
Mm-hmm.
they were not afraid to go after anybody at that time.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was a solid track. I like the horn sample on it, the beat. Said G saying, the manufacturer straight out of Attica, I come after you, and if you run, I have to damage you mentally by using my mind, choosing adjectives hard to define. He had a dope flow, but there's like certain songs on here I felt like his flow sound like Easy. So you dissing the same person that you actually sounding like. And Slick Rick, I'm like his Slick Rick had too much swagger for Said G.
Mm. Yeah, I'm trying to find that line he said and stuff like that, but at the same time, it was just like I should wrote it down. But I was like, damn, I thought I would remember it. But if it comes back to me, I'll go back to it. But yeah, man, they were not afraid. Like, and it's funny how you say you did sound like Easy E and shit, because a lot of people did not really fuck with NWA at that time, especially in the East Coast, because
Right. Yeah.
people in the East Coast at that time were trying to like dress up like NWA, and be like NWA and some
Mhm.
shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah, it'd be like that. Anyway, track number 8, 1 minute less. This is another one of my all-time favorite tracks off this album. It's a short track where it's pretty much them talking about braggadocio, but like the track is short, like it's like 1 minute, it's like barely 2 minutes and stuff like that.
Right.
Excuse me, it's barely 2 minutes and stuff like that too. So yeah, man, said G definitely did his thing on that one, in my opinion. Again,
Mhm.
another reason why he's an underrated figure in hip hop. So I fuck with it.
Yeah, definitely said G had the best verse. And he says, quickly of the rappers I annihilated, designated, eradicated, suffocated, and I like the way that him and Keith can build a verse off of like one word and
Hmm.
continue it. And yeah,
Yes,
that was dope. It was a short, again, another short track. I like the beat, but yeah, it was dope.
yes, sir. And I did find that line. I said, G. He said,
Mhm.
and this is from sources say a subliminal shot. He said, slicing nerds with verbs, fully enabled, equipped with the white handkerchief to wipe away the germs who want to hang with this. Ultra smoke a dope man, no joke, And at that time, NW had that song Dope Man and shit. So
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'm saying, man, 80s rappers, man, y'all might say, oh, it's some soft shit, it's always party shit, but niggas really throwing subtle shots at one another.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
um, next track, ain't excuse me, ain't it good to you? Whew, man, another solid dope track right here. I love that beat, man. That beat is so
Yeah,
clean,
that was
so
dope.
I mean, damn, man, so clean and polished, man. Who Cool Keith, man, he definitely did his thing on this track. He says, "I'm strong like benzene. I kill a fiend. Rhymes in my tank. Excuse me, brains pumping gasoline. Out, I
Mhm.
use Exxon. And any rapper's whack, my mind checks on. Like, God damn, that double entendre, the
Right.
internal rhyming and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like Keith, like it's like when he start a verse and he'll end the verse off with like a word, and then he'll continue the he'll make like a new bar with the last word that he said. And like when you hear him say like watch the movie, your brain will be the star, thoughtless when I take you far to the galaxy and leave your dome piece in the hemisphere. Now you're lost on Jupiter. Your brain revolves around, you get stupider. Like classic bars from Cool Keith. Definitely killed it.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that, man. Then we're gonna get into the funky remix. Um, I like the song "Funky,"
Hmm.
especially that Joe Cocker sample and stuff like that. But I prefer the OG version because it utilized the Joe Cocker sample more and stuff, and
Right,
it was just it didn't. If you listen to the original version of Funky, it does not sound like it was made in 84, 85.
right,
Because it sounded so. I would say if you listen to it, it sounded like it could have been made like maybe 89, 90.
right.
But with the remix, it's basically like the pattern and stuff
Hmm.
like that too. Which again, I like the remix. I fuck with the
Right,
remix and shit too. But that if you guys hear the OG version, have a good system. Like
hmm,
you won't regret it. That's all I gotta say.
right. Yeah, definitely another dope track. Keith killed it again. He says, "I'm not that average rapper. Nobody's equal. And for the biter, his beak will grow and grow and grow and grow till he finds out he's not a pro. Professionally up to par with myself. No comp. I like to battle myself, find myself, compete against myself, score myself on this weak ass chart." I love that, man. Like his flow was just definitely was ahead of his time, Antoine. Like there was nobody that would sound like Cool Keith back then.
Yes, sir. Nobody and stuff like that. And then next track we got after the funky remix is the Give the Drummer Some. This is probably my favorite track off this album and whatnot. This was the only song that Paul C fully produced. And the thing that Paul C did, which was like revolutionary at that time, was when he did that sample and stuff like that, he pretty much was one of the first producers hip hop wise to use the pan and chop technique.
Right,
And what I mean by that is when you take like the drum pattern and you chop it down and you chop it down like from the kick and snare and then you play it manually on like a sampler or whatever you use and stuff like that.
mm,
And so he pretty much resequenced the drum pattern to make it like definitely sound like more modern, if that makes sense, more dirtier.
right,
So yeah, man, that's why hence the title "Give the Drummer Some." You know what I'm saying?
right,
And then also like lyrically, excuse me. Also lyrically,
mm,
pretty much Cool Keith and said G were definitely doing their thing. I definitely like the line when said like a mistake on paper I'm rubbing, erasing you out like some ink, cause you dirty your rhymes or stink like garbage. I have to put you in a hefty. Like it's
right.
simple, but the way he was flowing on that, I do fuck with and stuff like that. So yeah, that's definitely a very dope joint. I
Now
love it.
the sample, did Chubb Rock use that for Treat 'Em Right, or did he use something? Cause it sound like the sample sound like the same sample that Chubb Rock used.
Let me see. That's a good question. I gotta look that up and stuff.
Right. But
But
yeah, I go ahead. My bad.
saying I miss when Wikipedia used to tell what fucking songs, samples, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what
You can. There's a website called Who Sampled Who.
I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah, and they should probably have it on there, but it kind of sound like the Chubb Rock joint, but definitely a dope track. I like the beat and the horn loop on it, and said G saying, "Well, I'm said the rhyming force delta. When I enter, you best take shelter, cause I'm dope and yes I will melt her. Anyone who try to even felt her." Some dope bars about said.
yes, sir. Oh man, this whole album is just fire way ahead of its time.
Hmm.
So then we got track number 12, Break North. Oh man, another dope track right here. I most like the song for that beat too. That beat is definitely another song that don't sound like it was made in '88.
Right.
Um, yeah, man, they were just having fun with this album. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Definitely a solid track. Like again, another dope beat. The scratching on it. Keith saying kicking, hi hats just ticking. Spicy lyrics and words just finger licking. Good, but you know I could. Beat on steel break tons of wood. Down with the funky sound. Square mixer. The record is round. Classic lines from our cool Keith, man.
Yes, definitely a classic line and shit. It's like now I feel like why people rate him so highly and stuff like that too. You know.
Right.
Track number 13 is title track Critical Beatdown. Love this track. One of the best songs off this album, and again, one of my all-time favorite tracks. I feel like this is tied with "Get the Drummer Some" as my favorite track off this album
Right.
and stuff because they were just eating, they were just hungry on this track right here too. So
Mm-hmm.
highly love the track.
Definitely a dope track. Said G, I love his lyrics. He says, stomping every devil in sight. You might just want to bite my illusions, mental confusions. Any rapper who follow me, your girl love me. Now she want to swallow me. Fire.
Yes, sir. And you're try. You're right. They did use the same sample.
Okay. Yeah, cause I heard it. I'm like, oh, I heard this song before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's Chub Rock. Treat him right. Okay.
What's
Yeah,
up,
he
Dan?
was good.
I really cannot wait until we talk about Funk Your Head Up next week because that album has a lot of controversy.
Oh boy.
Hmm. Yeah, man. When I Burn is the next track. Funny ass title, When I Burn.
Yeah.
But that is another dope track. Again, not one of my favorites, but not a
Right.
bad track either.
Yeah, it was cool. It's not one of my faves on here, but I like the beat and the horns on it.
Yes, sir. And the last track off this album, Said G Delta Force One. Yo, Said G's best song off this album, man. That beat too, man, is so smooth, so laid back,
Hmm.
nice way, and unorthodox way to end off the album and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, and like I said before, said G, he's gonna shine in more when we talk about the more latter albums and stuff like that. So yeah, man, this was a definitely very dope track. I loved it. Fucking classic.
Yeah. Said definitely killed his solo joint on here. And he says rappers cause to me are like furniture. Dusty old and gray and I'ma cleanse your soul. Rapper take control. I'm said G and I'm on the roll. Fire. I like the bass line, the scratching on it was dope. Great way to end the album.
Yes, sir. Um, I mean, where's that from now, man? This is a classic album.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to say I slept on this album. Slept on this album so fucking long, like.
Right.
And it's just like now, it's just like now I'm just like really giving Ultramagnetic their respect
Mhm.
because with this album, I was just not when I first heard this album, I admit, oh yeah, I forgot to mention they did use that Bob James Nautilus sample, which everybody sampled that
Yeah.
shit in
Mhm.
my opinion. I feel like Eric B and Rakim, they used that sample the best
Mhm.
when they did I wanna say it was the Follow the Leader track they did it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but back to this album. Yeah, this album revolutionized sampling, revolutionized. It made people want to just be weird in hip hop and stuff like
Mhm.
that because everyone in hip hop at that time it was either the Lover, LL,
Right.
um, the Player, Kane,
Mhm.
the Dancer, Heavy D, or just the B boy or whatever and stuff like that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Where they just carved their own lane and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, Matter of fact, let me send this invite to BJ already, so I won't forget.
BJ, where you at? Is he still watching Coming to America too?
Man, see now after what he said, I'm not even ready to watch that.
No, I'm still watching it. I'm still
I'm
watching it.
gonna watch it, yeah.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm chilling with the girl tomorrow, so I want to watch that
Right.
shit.
Yeah, you hit me up. I seen your mouth.
Yeah,
Oh
I'll
man.
explain later.
Yo.
Yeah, man. But anyway, yeah, BJ, I just sent it. Yeah, man. And with Ultramagnetic MCs, man. one thing I just loved about the whole crew was that each member had like a personality himself and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I know that Tim Tim Dog, they were affiliated with Tim Dog, which eventually I'm going to talk about penicillin and wax
Right.
because every Thursday I was talking about every Ultramagnetic MC album. So even the 2007 one, which I've never heard
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So probably I'll probably squeeze in penicillin and wax in one of these weeks. So,
Right.
but this album is a 5 out of 5. This is a classic album. So must have in your collection.
I think Set G compliments Cool Keith
That's
when it
right.
comes to like like how when you have like Be Real and Sendog, they were different, but they complement each other. I think like being that Cool Keith was like so out there visually with his rhymes and his rhyme styles. Like I think Set G was like he's like the one that brought it back home for like the street dudes that wasn't into like the complex, weird spacey shit. You know what I'm saying? And they work well together. And I love the production. The production is that 80s boom bap. It reminded me. It was like a mixture of like the low end theory and what's another album I was thinking of. I was thinking of like the low end theory and EPMD Strictly Business.
Okay.
And like a mix of that production wise, and then like I said, like on certain songs, like Set G reminded me of Easy E. I'm like, well, this is like Easy E over boom bap production. You know what I'm saying? And it was dope. Definitely, like I said, like I've never heard an Ultra Mag album till now. I thought it was definitely a great album. I didn't. There wasn't no song on there that wasn't like that was skippable. Like every song is banging. So, I just definitely like a great album.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. So next Thursday we're gonna talk about the infamous "Funk Your Head Up" album. Yeah, the album has like a lot of controversy behind it.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna give you a synopsis because they signed to Mercury, and let's just say Mercury did too much, which we're gonna talk about that.
Oh God, that
Yeah.
label was terrible.
Oh my God.
I heard the stories. It like the shit they did for Black Sheep was just bad.
Oh, you said Black Sheep?
Yeah, cause they were like a part of Polygram, like Polygram Mercury, and like
Yeah.
the stories that Dress have, like how they like they were just like they took a lot of money from them and shit like that, and they offered Dress a solo deal, and they wanted to get rid of Mr. Long and all that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Boy said we gotta review Sci High. Yeah, that was a dope album. I don't hear nobody talk about Sci High the Prince or Lucky Day. Lucky Day album was dope.
Yes, that dope, no dope on Sunday. That's certified rule.
Yeah.
So I have a few announcements I'm gonna make. This huge announcement. So as I told you guys before, I'm going to be doing the jazz reviews, and I'm going to do a movie that will be like a segue to the jazz reviews.
You doing a movie? Are you directing it?
No, I'm reviewing a movie.
Oh, you do. Oh, you reviewing the movie? Okay. I thought you was like gonna be making the movie and starring in it and shit.
Oh nah. But I'm gonna review Lady Sings the Blues,
Okay.
uh, the original Billie Holiday biopic in '72 with Diana Ross,
Right.
because I was watching the what's that one? The new Billie Holiday, the U.S. versus Billie Holiday, which I may do a short review on that because that's a dope movie and stuff like that. One of my friends told me to review Sarah Vaughan, which
Hmm.
been interested in reading up on her and stuff like that. Um, Also, when it comes to the jazz reviews, in addition to that, um, with the Pusha T Daytona review getting like a lot of views, I want to talk about Joey Badass's um,
Yeah.
album All America, the recent album he came out with.
All American Badass.
Hmm.
Yeah. That was good.
Like, I probably want to talk about that either next week or the week after. I'm gonna give you a final answer because
Yeah.
I got a gig next Saturday too in South
Okay.
Carolina. So probably if possible, I may or may not do reviews on Thursday, but I'll
Ooh,
let you
wait for
know.
that kid.
But yeah,
BJ,
what's
you're
up?
here finally. Don't spoil out the movie. I want to see it because I think it's gonna be good.
Man, I'm
It was bad. You
disappointed,
didn't
man.
like it. You didn't like
Nah,
it. Wow, that's crazy.
very
You hitting
disappointed.
me. You hitting me with hot takes already.
I
Now
told
I want you to tell us what is this thing you talking about with Tupac's legacy? What is it about Tupac's legacy that you feel like is his legacy is not being respected?
All right, so you know Tupac's estate. How much you think Tupac's estate is worth?
Millions.
Okay,
you.
just a wild guess.
100 million.
40 million.
Okay.
How much you think Biggie's is worth?
More than 40.
150, 150 million.
Very close. 160 million. So
Wow.
ask yourself,
Hmm.
how does Biggie's how is Biggie's estate worth more than Tupac's? When Tupac made more albums, he made more music, made more movies. How is Biggie's estate more than double Tupac's? Triple. That means that his legacy is not where it needs to be. Now I'm not talking about his legacy musically,
Hmm.
because musically, even though his music sounds more dated
Hmm.
than Biggie's, if you listen to Biggie's music, it sounds more like it could come out now versus Tupac's, which sounds dated. It sounds like it's old,
I
like it
dis
was recorded at,
I
in the
disagree.
'90s. You don't think Ready to Die sonically and Life After Death sound more modern than
No.
All Eyes on
I,
Me
I
and
feel
Me
like
Against the World?
I feel like if you all eyes on me, Machiavelli, Me Against the World, you can if they came out now, they still would sound. I mean, well, it's a different era, so that plays a factor.
Okay,
But I feel like if they came out right now, the underground would eat it up.
okay,
Not even that. I personally feel like even with the All Eyes on Me, I know it's like a lot of people to this day are trying to like experiment with that G Funk sound, but they try to
Hmm.
like polish it up a little bit too. So
Right, right. Like
yeah.
if you put YG over All Eyes on Me instrumentals, you know what I'm saying? That's a classic to him because he has G Funk in his music.
and then with like Ready to Die and like Life After Death too, like with Life After Death, that was like Puffy's main game was just to make like a timeless album. That's why he did all the disco samples because disco itself is timeless and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the Diana Ross samples, the Renee and Angela samples and shit.
But another thing too is like I think because Tupac moved around so much when he
Hmm.
was young,
Right.
Mhm.
he doesn't really have the like a foundation, like as far as his personal life. Like he lived in Baltimore, he lived in New York, he lived in California. So he doesn't have like no like day one friends that could really talk about him, like Biggie's friends can. Like he lacks that, even though he had the Outlaws, but that's not
Hmm.
the same as like guys you grew up with on the same block. You
Right.
know what I mean? And he doesn't have any kids, no wife. So like, I'm talking about that part. I'm not talking about the
Hmm.
music part. I'm just talking about his personal life. There's no
I
one to
agree.
really speak for him the way Biggie had. Biggie has the
Right.
same guys he grew up in Brooklyn.
Right.
His wife, he got kids, he got his mother's alive.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have that with Tupac. His mother's gone. I don't know if his sister's alive,
I agree
but
with
there's
that.
nobody left that really knew him like from way back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think his legacy in that sense has kind of suffered a little bit. Not to say that he's not as popular as he was, but he doesn't have that solid, like
But
that strong.
other than the Outlaws and Jada Pinkett, yeah, I agree with that. Cause I don't know his family like how we know
Yeah,
Biggie's family. Yeah, I
right.
agree with that.
Yeah. So I think that's a part of your legacy, your family, your kid. That's what legacy's about. It's
The
what you leave.
the
You know?
the estate also could be his from his mother's. It could be his mother's doing because Afeni had control of that. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't a businesswoman like that. So I feel like he probably got swindled by Suge Knight when he signed with Death Row, and to the point where his value should be, if not bigger than Biggie's, just where Biggie is at. So that could be a lot of that could be on Suge Knight and his mom. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But Biggie, I think with Biggie, Valletta, she's not dumb. Like I'm pretty sure she had Puffy make sure that you gonna pay me what my son is owed. You know what I'm saying? And to to Puffy probably felt some type of way like I gotta make sure Miss Wallace is right. D Rock said it in the documentary. They had to make sure that Valletta was right after Biggie died. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. And then it's like, to me, he's still the best from Brooklyn. I mean, I love Jay-Z, but I always saw Jay as number two to
Right,
Big.
me too.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and and I think if it wasn't for Big dying, Jay-Z wouldn't be where he's at right now.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
I
Oh,
definitely feel like Big would still be number one, king of New York or whatever. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Being that the way that he died is like everybody know him. Like his name is a household name now. So that he had like a lot of when you see his the famous portrait with him in the crown, everybody knows that picture. You know what I'm saying? And with Pac is like I don't know nothing about his family. I mean, I got the autobiography, but I that's like the growing up part with him in Baltimore and then going to
Right.
Oakland or whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
So I,
mean,
I do agree with that. Like his family needs to come out more and like make yourself known like yo, like this is who Pac was instead of like having EDI and Young Noble talk about him. Because we don't know him personally other than what the outlaws say.
yeah. Well, I mean, Zion, what do you disagree with? I mean, I didn't say anything about his music. I
He's
just
saying the
said
outlaws grew up. Yeah, the outlaws grew up with Pac, but it's only the outlaws that speak for him. There's nobody else outside
there's
of the
nobody else
outlaws.
talking. Yeah.
There's nobody else talking, and
Yeah.
it's been like that for years.
Like with Biggie, we got endless people talking.
Right,
You know
right.
what I
I
mean?
agree with
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. Reg, what do you think?
I definitely hear what you guys are saying and stuff like that because personally, this is the way I see it. This is the way I see it. When it comes to Biggie and what he did for his homeboys, putting him on and stuff like that, how his family's always bigging up his legacy. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that they just want to remember the good side of Biggie. But then when people want to talk about Pop's legacy, like they want to talk about the good in Pop, but they want to cloud it with the bad judgment of Pop.
Right.
Because it's crazy because like I've seen like a lot of his friends, a lot of his day ones. Like Pac, he was not one to trust a lot of people. That's why like he cut like a lot of his day ones, like Big Stretch, of course,
Mm-hmm.
when he cut off Biggie and stuff like that, but Biggie and stuff like that, and when he got shot in New York and whatnot, it was just the fact that let's be real, he was not the same after that night. He was not the same. And I personally felt like if one was to be in the same experience as him, and you are just trying to point out everyone's hypocrisy and everything like that, and then you die, and people want to remember that bad part. They want to remember the bad judgment more than the good judgment. However, you do have certain people like Richie Rich. You have Jada Pinkett. You do have Shock G, who I said has always talked good on Pac's name, no matter where I've seen them and stuff like that. But then you do have other people too, with Snoop Dogg and stuff like that, who personally, him and Pac were not at the eye to eye
He
when.
made a lot of enemies.
Yeah, he made a lot of
He
enemies.
made a lot of enemies.
He
Yeah.
burned. I want to be real. He burned a lot of
Burned a
bridges,
lot of bridges. Yeah.
but at the same time, it was not all his fault though.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Not. But no one does not want to talk about like, the shady shit that Biggie done. No one doesn't want to talk about how he abused Faith and Kim. No one doesn't want to talk about how he chased some fans with some baseball bats. No one does not want to talk about how he pretty much threw shots at Pac when he died. That long kiss not freestyle when he was in that radio station 2 or 3 days before he died and stuff like that. And then he put that freestyle. I'm gonna be real. Like no people don't want to mention all that shit. They're gonna be like, oh, Biggie would never diss Pop. Biggie loves Pop. Biggie was throwing mad shots at Pop too,
Mm-hmm.
in plenty of songs. Long Kiss Goodnight, What's Beef,
Yeah.
Notorious Thugs, Fucked
Mm-hmm.
Up Beef with you know who,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Busta Rhymes unreleased on The Ugliest. So all this talk about Biggie would never diss Pop, Biggie would never do this. Shut the fuck up. Listen, I was born in '95. I have not listened to every damn thing
Mm-hmm.
by rappers because niggas have shit in the vaults and stuff like that. But I know what the fuck I listen to, and I know what's a subliminal, what's not a subliminal, whatnot. And then that's where it just all comes back with Pac and stuff like that. Cause Pac, he called everybody out, name by name. Biggie,
Right.
Nas, Wendy
Mm-hmm.
Williams, Dre.
Yep.
Allegedly, he did another part of Hit 'Em Up where he did Snoop. Snoop. Look it up.
Wow.
He did like different parts of Hit 'Em Up. He was really going to make a Hit 'Em Up album allegedly.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And then, and then even the Boot Camp Click.
Mm-hmm.
They always bigged up Pac because Pac will love the Boot Camp Click, and Boot Camp Click can't stand Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Biggie almost whooped Sterling Wonder's ass and
Right.
shit?
Right.
So, and it's funny how you say Craig Mack too, because Biggie, he wasn't feeling Craig Mack too, and both allegedly Big and Puff was trying to like block Craig Mack's shine and stuff like that.
Wow.
I mean, it's a lot of he says, she says, and stuff like that. So that's the way I see it.
What does that mean? First come, first served. What do you mean, society?
That name sounds
Lion talking about Biggie's overrated.
No,
that
he's
name
not
sounds so
overrated.
familiar.
Why? How could you say Biggie's overrated? He died with 2 albums. How is he overrated? What is overrated about Biggie? I would like for somebody to tell me that.
Well, believe it or not, not a lot of people were happy that he made the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
Why not? He's a legend.
Why
What
not?
could you do?
Yeah.
because and the people say you only had 2 albums and stuff like that.
So
But here's the thing though, it's like the Sex Pistols, which I love, they only had 1 album and they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
exactly.
Nirvana had 3 albums. Technically,
Mm-hmm.
3 albums. They're in the
Mm-hmm.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
It's all
So
about impact.
what is wrong with Biggie having 2 albums and being there? It's 2 classic albums.
Now, personally, I feel like people like LL Cool J, I feel like he should have been before Big and Pop. If you personally ask me,
Right.
that's just my personal.
What there's a lot of them that's not everybody not gonna be in it though. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Ultramagnetic MCs ain't gonna be in it.
They're not gonna be in it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're too unorthodox now.
Right. You know, some of them gonna get left out. EPMD not gonna go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Man, wow.
They're great, but they'll be in Hip Hop Hall of Fame, not Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Bone Thugs might not even get in, and it's in their backyard.
I see EPMD more of a chance than Bone Thugs.
You see EPMD in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't see that
Years,
happening.
years from now.
Yes, I still don't see that happening.
I
Years.
don't think so either.
If unless they come to like an agreement where they say, okay, we're gonna have more rap artists in there, because they don't want us in there. As long as they feel like we don't deserve to be there, they're not gonna have EPMD and Gangstar in there. Bone Thugs might not even make it.
But you'll never know. You know, we in this woke era and shit. So you'll never know what happens.
They don't care. They don't care about that.
Why do you
If you
think?
if you look at the voting now, all of our artists are losing in the voting. Shaka Khan is losing.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna make some more email addresses and I'm gonna jack up them votes and shit. Don't worry
Jay
about
Z is losing. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't
it.
care about
Jay-Z
all
is
that.
losing.
Jay-Z is losing. Last time I checked, he's losing.
But
They got their artists in the top 5, and our artists are like down below.
But they have the electoral college. You know they vote for
Right.
artists before. I don't believe all that shit because watch they're gonna be like half the artists are black. They're gonna be like 2 or 3 white artists.
How is Biggie not a legend, Zion? I don't understand that. How is Biggie not a legend?
Y'all been
Bring him on here.
y'all been
Even
talking
even
shit.
if Biggie lived right now and he stopped doing music, his first 2 albums already a classic. How is Biggie not a legend? I don't get that. So who deserves to be in here if it's not Big?
Well, I'm not even on my Hennessy, and y'all
I
talking.
bet you he's from the West Coast.
Okay, so all right, so who from the West Coast should be in the Rock and Roll of Fame from hip hop? Wait. Other than Dre and N.W.A., who else should be in the Rock and Roll of Fame? Wacker, what's good? He's on the West Coast. Tell me what other West Coast artists deserve to be in the Rock and Roll of Fame besides Dre and N.W.A. because they're already in there.
Q, I never said Pac was overrated.
This is funny, man. They all not getting in. We have to have our own hip hop Hall of Fame because Rock and Roll of Fame is not going to induct everybody. Dog Pound is not going in the Rock and Roll of Fame. I'm gonna tell you that right
Hell
now. With one classic album, that's not happening. And I love that album. They're not getting
I
in it.
see Too Short more in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the future.
He ain't making it either. Again, hip hop Hall of Fame, they're getting. Rock and Hall of Fame is a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing.
Try. How many classics does EPMD have?
For me,
They got 4.
You think they got 4?
The first 4, yes. Strictly Business,
Okay.
Unfinished, Business Over Personal, and Business as Usual.
Okay, I agree with that.
Everything else is like hit and miss. Well, to me, I think they have a strong discography, but I love Back in Business, and then after that, it's like hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
The Game, you think the Game gonna be in the Rock and Roll of Fame
what?
in 20 years? I want to see that. I want to see it. Definitely Q, but the Game, I want to see that.
If the game gets in before Too Short, I lose all credibility in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Snoop is getting in. I agree. Definitely Snoop. Snoop is getting in. That's a Hall of Famer. I see Snoop getting in. I'm saying yo, that's how it was. When Big was in his prime, we looked at him as the king of Brooklyn. He was like the king of New York. Like Nas was great, but Nas did I don't think Nas hit his peak at that time when Biggie was out. Cypress Hill, yeah, Cypress Hill have a chance. I definitely see Cypress Hill.
Yes,
A lot of white kids love Cypress Hill.
and they were one of the first West Coast artists, not one of the first hip hop artists.
Warren G is not making it, Ronnie. Warren G is not making it.
Here's the
got
thing
one
I've always
classic.
admired about Biggie.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand. What is that? If it wasn't for Big, there would be no Nas. I don't understand that. How do you say that?
What? Oh, what the fuck are y'all on tonight?
Nas came out before Biggie, so what? I don't get your logic.
Ice T, I can definitely see Ice T.
Ice T definitely, yeah.
I've always
Q said send
admired.
him the link. He wants to join the conversation.
Yeah, right.
You're right to who?
No, I was joking.
Q said he wants.
Yo, Q, what's
That's right. You know what I've always admired
Zion,
about
I'm
Biggie?
not understanding. I'm like, even if he didn't die and he was still making music, his 2 albums is still classic. So it didn't have
Right.
nothing to do with him dying. What you watching?
I hope
What you
everybody
listening to?
understood what I was trying to say.
everyone's?
What you listening to, Reg? What is that?
I'm just watching some new shit.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stay on for like 15 minutes. All right.
Gorilla Black?
Hell no. Jesus Christ, everyone's calling me.
Just say you don't like Big. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing about if there was no Big, there'd be no Jay-Z and Nas. That's untrue.
So I guess 6ix9ine and Lil Nas X are beefing.
Zion, how do you say that, yo? My mom knows more songs than Big Papa. What are you talking about? That's not his only hit that people know. They know many songs from Big. What are you talking about?
Zion's talking too.
He copied Nas album cover. Yes, yes, Ray and Ghost made that skit about that. I never really looked at the album cover thing like it was a copy. It's just like, okay, we have Ready to Die and Illmatic.
Try. Let me ask you this.
Hmm.
To me, Nas lyrically is up there with everybody, right?
Right.
But to me, Biggie knew how to write. He knew how to make songs better than Nas.
I disagree.
Really?
Yes. When you listen to a song like I Gave You Power, Nas, there's songs that like Rewind, I Give You Power, songs like that. I don't know. Jay-Z couldn't do no songs like that. I'm gonna tell you that. He can't do no song like that. Biggie, it's like I said, like Biggie was more for the streets. He was more for like the corner hustlers. He wasn't on that whole like deep complex type of scheme like how Nas was. Like Nas could flip it where he can be, a nasty Nas today, Escobar tomorrow. Like he just had like a great mind where he can flip and make a song into a story. I don't think Biggie could do a song like I Gave You Power.
Yeah, he wasn't. At least he didn't do it yet. He died
Right,
before he could. Maybe. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's songs that Big did that I don't know if Nas would have pulled it off good. Like if you hear Who Shot Ya, that's Biggie. I don't know if Nas could have did a Who Shot Ya joint. You know what I'm saying? Or like a song like Machine Gun Funk. I don't know if Nas could have pulled it off like how Big did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they were different, but like I definitely put Biggie top five all time with Nas and Jay-Z and Pac. You know, people say, oh, Pac wasn't lyrical. Pac was a poet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was more about what his emotions and what he was feeling that he made you feel. How many rappers now in 2021 can you say, oh, this artist makes me feel the way that what I'm hearing on the record? There's not too many. You know what I'm
Definitely
saying?
put it
Zion, if you gonna hate on Big, at least give me some good
Yeah, give
reasons
us some
why
reasons.
you're
Yeah.
not giving me no good reasons. You're just saying, oh well, if it wasn't for his death, people wouldn't be saying that his albums are classic. That's
Right.
untrue.
Let's hear some reasons.
That's untrue. Jay-Z and Nas have nothing to do with Big, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? They still was gonna be out whether Big was here or not.
Right. Give us some tangible reasons.
Just say you don't like Big. I get it. If you from the West Coast and you don't like Big, it's not like we haven't heard that over here. Like we've heard that already.
Zion's going hard.
Reg, did you send him the link?
Yeah, I sent it to him.
Who you sent to Zion or Q?
Q.
Oh, I don't see Q yet. Where he at? Biggie copied Tupac album? What copy? What album? You talking about Me Against the World? He didn't copy that, man. That's two different albums. Yo, this dude is bugging. I love it though. I love the different opinions. He did not copy that, man. You go, back then again. You going off of what the internet said years later. Like nobody was saying that back in '95 when Me Against the World came out. Nobody was saying that when Ready to Die dropped. Like, how did he copy? How did he copy his album? Tell me. Pac said a lot of shit. I thought Pac was paranoid half the time, yo. You going off
I
of
don't know,
what Pac
Zion.
said? Pac said a lot of stuff. Like, come on. Some of these beefs, I don't even know how it started. But he had beef with the Fugees and with Jermaine Dupri. How did that shit start?
Because
What y'all think about Benzino and his death? I don't care about Benzino. I could care less.
You said what?
Knee boys asking me about Benzino. I could care less about Benzino. Bro,
Chat is going crazy tonight, Reggie.
There's two different albums, yo. What part of the West Coast is he from? What part you from, Zion?
You got to be for the West Coast.
Where is Q? I
I
don't
don't
see him. He said something about Ja Rule and then he bounced. I didn't see him. What about Ja Rule?
I think Biggie was a better song maker than Nas.
No, I disagree. I think Nas was a great song maker. The problem with Nas is when he was chasing after the radio play, that was his weakness. When you doing joints like You Owe Me, that was his weakness. Because he's not that type of artist. Like that, leave that to Jay-Z. That's Jay-Z's lane. You know, and Big was good at doing that, being on Bad Boy, but that wasn't Nas.
Right.
That's funny.
Hey, Reg, when's that Marvin record going to touchdown?
Well, that's a good question. Hold on.
Robert try to send you some more, man.
Bro, you going hard for Pac right now. I get it. I love Pac too, but I don't look at Ready to Die as the same album as Me Against the World, yo. It's two different albums. How come we don't have this discussion when it comes to rock groups? How many rock groups talk about the same exact thing when they talk about
Yeah,
death
who exactly?
and suicide? Evanescence, Linkin Park. How many of these groups talk about the same shit and nobody says, "Oh, well, you're biting my style"? They don't do that in rock and roll. Why is it when it comes to rap is the same shit?
John
Huh?
Lennon thought the Rolling Stones were biting the Beatles style too.
It's crazy, man.
He said Mick Jagger does fag dancing.
You know, no other genre beats like this except us.
Exactly. It's always, oh, well, you biting this, and they don't do that in R&B. They don't do that in country music.
Right.
They don't do
Come
that.
on, man.
They don't do that.
He said rank the first 112 albums in order.
What?
Oh, Boy said that. I thought it was Zion. My bad.
How the fuck we go from Tupac and Biggie to Lil Jon?
Rank the first 4. Let me see. If I remember, I would put the first one. Well, how we doing? Like from 4 to 1 or 1 to 4?
It's coming Saturday, BJ.
Oh,
Like
okay.
if it's like 4 to 1, I would put like the last two, like the one they did on Def Jam, that'll be like like number 4, then the one before that, and then um uh part 3 will be number 2, and then the first one will be part 1 will be for me.
First album's a classic.
Yeah. He said he's waiting on a link on Reg.
Bro, I sent it to you, bro.
Sent it already.
Check your email, Q. Wacky said, "What's your thoughts on the new documentary?"
It's alright. It's nice, man.
I like it, but we didn't learn nothing new. Like we didn't learn the killer. You know what I'm saying? I like the back footage, the old footage from D-Rock's camcorder. I thought that was good because I never seen that footage before. And I like the fact that they went back to Jamaica and spoke to Biggie's grandmother and his uncle Dave. That was good because people forget that Biggie was Jamaican.
You're right.
And I like that they went back to his homeland and talked about his background because I didn't know a lot of that stuff before. It was always about the letter. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, like we know his family. We don't know Pac's family like that. You know what I'm saying? All these documentaries they had about Pac, we don't know nothing about his family and his background.
That's what I'm talking about with the legacy thing, Reggie, and Tribe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And I like that they did that with this documentary. They talked about Biggie's background and they talked with D-Rock and 50 Grand the DJ and Mr. C. They talked with people that helped them get to where he was, that helped him get to being a legend. That's what I liked about it. But it wasn't nothing new that we didn't really know. Like I knew like a lot of that stuff that happened.
One of the things I want to see you and Reg talk about is Jamaica's influence on hip hop.
Well, me and Reg talked about doing more reggae and dancehall reviews because we haven't really touched that genre yet.
Yeah, I would like to see y'all do that.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
We definitely gonna plan on doing that.
Like the history of Jamaica, their influence with Kool Herc being Jamaican.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an important part of my life because my family's Caribbean, so I grew up on a lot of soca music, calypso music, reggae. So I definitely want to talk more about that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Have you seen his stepbrothers? Nah, I never saw him. What? Send me the link. I didn't even know he had a stepbrother. You talking about Moprim? Moprim is a stepbrother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've seen Moprim here and there in interviews, but I mean, if it's a recent interview, I haven't seen it though. What y'all thought about Snowfall? I'm still on season 3 of Snowfall, boy. I haven't seen season 4 yet. Ray Sean said he got a headache. Yeah, where was Q? Where you at, yo?
Yeah. Q's ducking us, man.
Why are you ducking this? Like you was on here before. I don't understand.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
You should just drop the link in the chat room.
Shit, and yeah, I'm gonna drop a link. Everyone's gonna try to come in.
Just say no, Reg.
Oh yeah, that's what it said. I'm just gonna drop the link.
Yeah, Buju Banton, Matt Cobra. Yeah, I want to talk about their album too. What would you do? What is he talking about, yo? Zion, who's your favorite MC of all time? Let me know.
Your cue. I'm gonna drop it on the link on the chat, and I'm only inviting Q.
So you want to be hardcore?
So BJ, you feel like Pac is better than Big? No?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you said. I could have sworn you said that. Like Pac was better than Big.
nah. Biggie was better, my opinion.
But you feel like Pac's legacy is not respected like Big.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, I mean,
I
look at this
understand.
state. I mean,
Marquise was good, yo.
What's up?
Was good, man.
So monkeys.
wait, this is cute.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
was good. What you got? What you think? What you think, Q? What you think about what Zion is saying?
Uh, about Tupac.
Yeah, about Biggie. He feels like Biggie's overrated.
Well, my opinion is uh, Biggie didn't have a long career. I guess you could say, because I guess his career was only 4 years.
So what does that mean? So because he only had a short career, he's not a legend? But look at Big Pun, Big L. They dropped classics before they passed away. So they shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame?
Um, no, yeah, I think they should, but um, what I'm trying to say is, uh, with
That's like saying Jimi Hendrix is not the greatest guitarist because he didn't
Right.
have a
If
long
if
career.
Michael Jackson dropped Thriller and he never was in the Jackson 5 and he just dropped Thriller as his one album and passed away, is he a legend?
um, yeah, I don't know, but he is still a legend because he dropped all these albums,
Right.
and and he had a long career from the beginning with the Jackson Five and stuff.
Right.
So
But we can't knock. It's not Biggie's fault that he had a short career. You know what I'm saying? It's not. He got taken out. If he was still here, I think he still would be a legend.
yeah, I think so. But what I'm saying is, uh, Pac um had more music and he had a huge body of work.
Is Kendrick a legend?
Um, yeah, I think so.
What's your thing? Is Kendrick a legend?
To me, he is at this point.
Right.
He's a legend at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you can call Kendrick a legend, and he has like what, like 4 or 5 albums out, why not Biggie?
Well, if he was alive, he would drop a lot of albums.
Right. But even if those other albums he dropped were bad, to me he solidified his legacy with those 2 albums. Whether he was here or not, I still think he would be a legend. You know what I'm
Could you
saying?
say
So
it's
sometimes like if you look at Kane is a legend, right? But
right?
Kane tapered off after how many albums? Like he has like a lot of bad albums after. I would say a lot of people love his second album and then that's it. But I personally I like Prince of Darkness and I like Looks Like a Job for. But then he fell off after that. That's like '93. But he's still a legend to a lot of people. Same thing with LL. LL ain't make a classic album in how long? It's been like 20 something years. But he's still a legend. Cool G Rap. When the last time we had a classic album? Rakim. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so are we gonna like hold their discography against them because they're not coming out with classic material no more? Or is it because of what they've done for this culture?
Uh, yeah. Could you say it's the same for Eminem?
Eminem too. Eminem to me is a Hall of Famer, but he ain't coming out with great music no more.
Right, because he's dropping all these
Yeah,
trash
crap,
albums.
That's
crap.
another
He's
one
putting out
that
now.
I got issues with.
Let me hear your issues. I already know what you're gonna say because I've heard it everybody of color. I've heard the same thing. They can't bump M no more because his music doesn't speak to them. But these are the same ones I was bumping Slim Shady in 1999. Is it you have the same issues, right? I already know.
I no, it's not that.
It's not that.
I just think to me to be a great MC, you have to cover all bases. It's like
Hmm.
being a great basketball player,
Right,
you know?
right.
So he covers the lyrical part, the battling part. But I can't listen to Eminem if I want to dance. If I want to dance, I'm not putting Eminem song.
All right. So what MC would you throw on if you want to dance?
If I want to dance, I can put Slick Rick on. I can put Biggie, Jay, Pac. I
Okay.
can't dance.
Also, you
Eminem doesn't have one dance song.
right.
How is he the GOAT or in the top five, but he doesn't have any songs I can dance to?
Well, to be
I'm
honest with
black. I want to dance.
But yeah, but a lot of MCs didn't do that though. Coogee Rap ain't got no
What
dance songs.
what Coogee Rap should be considered a GOAT?
Sean
Well,
Price have no dance songs, and he's a great prodigy. He's a great lyricist. He had no
That's
dance
like
songs.
that's like putting a basketball player in the top five, but he can't shoot, or he can't pass, or he's a terrible free throw shooter.
When,
You
when
know what I mean?
LeBron first came in when LeBron first came in the league, he couldn't shoot. He had to practice
Well,
his shot.
right,
And people look at him as he's the goat over Jordan. I'm like, y'all are bugging.
right. I feel the same way.
So your preference is MCs that can make you dance.
No, not just that. I'm just talking about that
Right.
could cover all my bases. If I'm in a
Right.
certain mood, I could put. I should be able to listen to you to cover all my moods. If
Right.
I'm going to work out in the gym, I should find a song in your catalog I can work out to.
Right.
If I'm at a barbecue, well, we just want to hear a friendly song. I should find something in your cat. Eminem doesn't have those songs.
Okay. So what about not the MCs? What about the artists that they weren't lyrical and they were for the radio play, like a Nelly or MC Hammer?
Then they lack the other things,
the job,
the harder songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See, it's always something
But
that's
but
missing.
but you wouldn't play them like at a cookout or anything.
But you could play them, but you can't play
Right.
them in the gym. Yeah,
I feel you.
yeah. Say like artists like Nas, Jay,
Hmm.
Big, Pac, Rakim, they
Right.
cover all bases,
Right.
and that's why they're in my top five.
right, absolutely.
I mean,
You can find a Tupac song that covered everything in your life.
right.
A song for your mom. He had a song about his mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hmm.
Eminem doesn't have that.
Well, Eminem has that,
No, we
but
don't.
it's the reverse. He's talking shit about his mother. he talks he's talking shit about his mother, and then he makes it up with the headlight song on Marshall Mathers LP2 where he's like apologizing to his mom.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
I
Well,
can't play
to
Eminem
be
at a
honest
wedding.
with you,
I mean,
Right. No, but I've heard
Well,
people.
try to be-
I've heard people say like I can't bump Eminem because his music don't speak to me, and these are the same people that were bumping My Name Is when that came out. So I'm like, well, what happened between 1999 and now?
I never bumped My Name Is.
You never bumped Eminem,
No.
so you was never an Eminem fan.
I like that song, Stan.
Okay, great
Yeah.
storytelling.
And the one
track.
about he got one about his daughter, right?
Yeah, he got was it Haley song?
Yeah, I like that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah. He's a dope lyricist. He's a great lyricist.
right.
But he doesn't satisfy my other needs as an MC.
I feel you.
Yeah.
right.
If I want to hear
Well,
somebody battle, then
Mm.
I'll put Eminem on. But if I want to hear some other stuff, then he can't make a Big Papa song.
Right. Yo,
Yeah.
he would try, but then it would come off cheesy.
Right,
Or-
exactly.
Yeah, because he has songs like that.
you
Like
can't make a copy
I
of
was
blood.
I was telling my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was telling Reg like most of the Eminem first singles from his albums I didn't like Just Lose It and Real Slim Shady. I didn't care for those because he was chasing that radio play. They sounded cheesy. But when you hear the album, then it's like I'm like, oh, this is the good shit that I want to hear. I don't want to hear the first single because I know he's chasing that radio play and he's not good at that.
Yeah.
My bad. What you were saying, Q?
No, I was saying that you never heard Pac. You never heard Pac type crap about his mama or probably killing
Right.
his baby mama in the trunk.
Right.
You never heard that from him.
Right, but I mean, I get
So
Eminem's angle, Slim Shady. I get it that you know what I'm saying. A lot of shit happened to him in his life, and he expressed it through his music. I get that, and we haven't really had a Caucasian artist in hip hop that was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Everlast is not like Eminem, neither is Slain or Necro. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. I get you know what I'm saying. Like he grew up with black friends in 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? But like again, like I give him credit because he came out and let the world know his family issues at home. A lot of artists don't do that. Even now, a lot of artists ain't doing that. You feel me?
yeah,
But yeah,
Ronnie's
like
asking me.
mhm.
Ronnie's asking me what
and
my
not to
favorite
mention,
Pac album is.
What's your favorite Pac album?
It's Me Against the World.
Classic. Love it.
mine is I actually got 3 or 4. Uh, Mine is Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, and
Right.
uh, Machiavelli,
Yeah, Machiavelli was
and
good.
also Strictly,
That was his
underrated
most
album.
personal album.
Yeah,
Me
Yeah,
Against the World was his most personal album.
definitely.
yeah. Oh, oh yeah. Not to mention,
Mhm.
uh,
What
his
you
biggest
saying?
influences,
I didn't
huh?
hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said.
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, not to mention, Eminem said that Tupac is one of his biggest influences,
Right, but so
and
did Kendrick.
yeah, yeah. So Kendrick and J. Cole,
Hmm.
the list goes on and on and on. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Again, like I like Eminem. I always liked Eminem. I don't think he's dropping good music no more, so I stopped listening to him. But I love his older stuff, and I feel like again he solidified his legacy with those albums.
I
and
think he's a
also
one-trick pony.
what?
What?
I was
A
gonna
one
mention.
trick pony?
So BJ, I got a question to ask you. You don't
What is that?
consider the real Slim Shady. You don't consider like a dance people kind of song.
Nah, I don't consider it a dance song. That's
Yeah, you
radio
don't have
play.
no dance songs.
That's radio play he was going
So
for. That's not a
do
Right.
dance song. Who's playing that at their cookout? The real Slim Shady? I'm not playing that at my cookout.
Nah, man.
Ding, 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 ding,
Like
ding.
he has no DJs don't play Eminem
Right.
in their sets.
Yeah.
You don't have.
I mean, yeah. If
That's
you're going
terrible.
for dance songs,
so
Eminem is
you're
not the
saying
one.
all
And I'm not
Eminem?
saying that's a criteria, but
Right.
how you considered a great MC and you don't have music like
Right.
feel good music?
That just I just feel like that just wasn't him. He wasn't about dancing songs.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because like remember like he was going after those pop artists like Britney Spears and NSYNC and you know Christina Aguilera, the ones that made you dance. You know
But he's making music in our culture. He needs to make music that we can do that because that's what we do.
what is he trying to do now? Like I don't is he trying to relate to the young kids? Because I don't get it. What the shit that he's doing now?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on for about 5 more minutes.
Well, well, he's trying to do
Reg
what
understands what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
and
understand what you're
trying
saying. I just
to use mumble rap.
Yeah, you get it. You understand what I'm saying.
yeah yeah the mumble rap thing is not him. I don't understand what he's doing now.
Yo, the fact that people consider mumble rap hip hop is a disgrace to the
Yeah,
culture.
I don't think he did it.
Reg, here's a question for you:
What's up?
who had a better voice, Gerald or Eddie LeBert?
Oh, Eddie.
Okay, I was talking to somebody about that. They said they thought Gerald did.
I mean, I
Uh,
can't get mad about that. I mean, Joe's voice is good too, but Eddie's voice is like grand and powerful.
Yeah, yeah.
Better boxing biopic, Ali or Hurricane?
I would say Eddie LeBert.
I never seen Hurricane.
Hurricane
Oh,
was
Hurricane
like
was good.
yeah Denzel was nominated for Oscar for that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, Master Ace or Buckshot.
Ace.
I like Buckshot more, man, but Ace definitely is underrated.
So I want to ask you guys,
Yeah.
what is Redman's worst album?
His worst
And
album is Reggie. I
that he
already
slapped
talked about this. His worst
trash
album is
album
Reggie.
after his
His worst album is
King of Hip
Reggie.
Hop.
The same album he named after himself. I'm not gonna say There's a Dark Side because it's not There's a Dark Side. It's Reggie. I just don't like There's a Dark Side, but it's not a bad album. It's just not my favorite Redman album.
Doc's the
But
Name was my favorite.
what's your favorite?
Doc's the Name.
Oh, Doctor Name. Yes, I love Doctor Name.
That's Sam's favorite too.
Underrated. Underrated album.
Came out when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I
And
believe
again, that's
it.
an album nobody talks about. Big L was better than Biggie, Zion.
Malpractice.
I've heard people say that though.
Lyrically, or are we talking about album?
Lyrically.
Lyrically, I don't know about that. I think it's close. I wouldn't say he's better than Biggie. Who had a better album though?
I even hear people say
Oh, that's a
Big
good
Pun's
question,
better than
Ronnie.
Biggie.
That's a good question.
Oh, the Jacksons, American Dream.
Oh,
Jacksons.
yeah, I would say the Jacksons. That's a good
Yes,
question.
that was good.
Yeah, they both were good. Both iconic.
The Switch.
Reg know all the lines. Oh man.
Great question.
I'm never gonna sing again. 20 years later, he becomes the king of pop.
Right. I don't understand why Janet don't do an album with the brothers that's alive.
You don't understand why Janet does what?
They ain't got no talent. Who's running to do an album with Jackie and Tito and Marlon and Van?
That's true.
You know what I mean? Jermaine, if anything, Jermaine still got it in the group.
Yeah, that's true.
Y'all know Janet Jackson's coming out with a 2-hour documentary on Lifetime.
Is she?
Oh,
For real?
She said she's exposing everything.
Exposing what?
Everything.
Oh my.
really?
Yeah.
That's Q's phone, I think.
Yeah, Q, what's going on, man?
I thought he was drinking some shit. I was like, damn, he must be sipping some soda or some shit, man.
Oh, wow. That makes me kind of hooked up.
Come on. You picking one line, Zion. That's one line.
What's he saying?
He's talking about. He's quoting a Big L line.
Oh. Janet got beef with her brothers, Reg.
He said what?
She got, I think there's some beef with her and her brothers.
Yeah, she's mostly close with Randy.
Yeah. Yeah. She never talks about them.
Yeah, she was close to Michael too, but she only fuck with her brothers like that.
So what is she
Randy's
exposing?
executive producing the documentary too.
What is she exposing? Like her brothers?
She just said she exposed everything.
What the hell?
Hell, she
And
might,
why on Lifetime?
she might tell us what really happened with Bobby Brown and shit.
It's Bobby's kid. Why on Lifetime of all channels?
I just looked it up. You're right. Yep.
Wow.
Right about what?
I just looked it up. Just reading about it.
Thing?
Yeah.
She's exposing her father?
Y'all ready for the beat battle tomorrow?
Yes.
I'm
We're
pre
doing R. Kelly. R. Kelly. We gotta tag R. Kelly in that shit.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday playing in the background
R.
right
Kelly
now.
beat battle. Oh man.
Yo, this is the first time I'm seeing a Thank God It's Friday video.
You never saw it?
Yeah.
Even when we talked about the self-titled album?
Yeah, we did.
You never saw the video?
I didn't know there was a video to the song.
Oh yeah.
Did not know.
I think he was going.
You know what was my song? Yo, BJ. What's your favorite song on that album though?
Which one?
R. Kelly self-titled.
Oh. Oh man. When a woman is when a woman's fed up on it?
Nah.
That's an R.
That's the double.
Oh, that's R.
Yeah.
Bring up the.
I forgot that was tomorrow, Reg.
So what?
I totally forgot the battle was tomorrow.
For real, man. And I gotta handle what I gotta handle tomorrow too. I'm like, damn.
Oh, that's his second album.
Yeah.
Favorite Tupac documentary? Resurrection.
We talked about this, man.
You asked me this, Q.
Yeah, I'm loving these bangers. This show, man. Cause
You remind me of my Jeep.
yes, okay.
Fire.
Yeah, I feel like Try's gonna get me on this one.
You- yeah, pretty much.
Cause
Sam better be here on time, yo. We might need BJ to score the battle if we're going to like overtime or something. You know.
but yeah, I'm definitely gonna end off the stream tonight. This has been
All right.
real fuck. This has been a dope, interesting conversation, dope review.
Yeah.
Stay tuned tomorrow at 11 o'clock for the R. Kelly Battle of the Bangers episode. And the West Coast producers poll is coming up. Yes, yeah, I know y'all can't wait for that one and shit. So, Monday, speaking of Janet, the We and Joe is next Monday.
Okay.
Gotta hear at my homeboy, see if he's still down and stuff. So, other than that, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and I hope everyone has a good night.
All right.
All
Peace,
right. Peace,
BJ.
fellas.
Peace.
All right.